Hello everyone and welcome to or welcome back to Lost Gaming and continuing my playthrough of the Drowned City campaign for Arkham Horror, the living card game, episode 4. Right, without further ado, no mucking around, let's get to the table. Right, here we are at the table. There's lots going on at the moment, so let's take it step by step. And thank you, first of all, for everybody that's been watching this series. It's probably one of the most popular series I've had on my channel. So thank you, everybody, for liking, subscribing, commenting. Really, really appreciate it and really enjoying this playthrough and hope you are too. Right, well, what have we got? So let's take this down step by step. First of all, I had 3 XP to spend for Aggie and Mickey on their from their last playthrough, and there is a link in the description below to the playthroughs for this campaign. So 3 XP. What I've done simply with Agatha is I've replaced a level 0 deduction with a 2 cost deduction. That's now got: if this skill test is successful whilst investigating a location, discover 1 additional clue at that location, 2 additional clues if you succeed by 2 or more. So that's pretty decent for Agatha. I've still got 1 XP in the bank. I'm going to save that and spend it maybe after this one, so that can go into her deck. Now, with Michael, slightly more complicated with Michael. First of all, I have a sincere apology to make. One of my subscribers has spotted it, and I've committed the cardinal sin when playing card games, board games, etc. And I've read a card how I wanted it to read, not how it actually reads. And what I'm talking about there is the 0.25 automatic. I missed a particularly important sentence on the card which says action, spend, fight, 1 ammo. Fight. If the attacked enemy is exhausted, you get +2 fight and +1 damage for this attack. I haven't been doing that. I apologise. I've missed it. I've read it how I wanted it to read, which was just +2 fight and +1 damage, which is awesome. Not that the enemy has to be exhausted. So unfortunately, a little bit of a faux pas for me, but it is what it is. And thank you for the subscriber who commented on that. I really appreciate it. And it sort of put me right on the straight and narrow, and actually informed me on what I should be doing going forward, because again I've taken the subscribers advice and put in a 0.45 automatic, but I'll come to that in a second. So what have I spent Michael's XP on? I had 3 XP and I've spent 2 XP on Underworld Market. Underworld Market does this: it's permanent, exceptional. You get +10 deck size, which means you get to put 10 cards into your deck. And it says, before shuffling your opening hand, choose 10 illicit cards from your deck, shuffle them together and place them next to Underworld Market as your market deck. As a reaction at the start of your turn, reveal the top 2 cards of your market deck. You may spend 1 resource to draw one of them. Place the rest on the bottom in any order. So that's what I've done. Now, in my Underworld Market deck, I can't put the 45 automatic because it's not illicit, first of all. So what we've got in there is we've got basically all of our guns. We've got the 0.25 automatic, we've got the Derringer, we've got the Luger, we've got the Viola case, which is illicit, we've got the Chicago typewriter, and we've got 2 liquid courages. All of those are illicit. So we'll give that a shuffle. And here we go. Standard tin loss operation. We managed to drop a card of 10. That's our Underworld Market. And the 10 cards that I've put in are 2 copies of the 45 automatic, 2 copies of Swift Reflexes, which is fast, play during any investigator's turn except during an action. Immediately take an action as if it were your turn. This action does not count towards the number of actions you can take per turn or each turn. We've got a couple of opportunists. We've got a couple of overpowers. And I thought I'd chuck in some heavy furs as just a little bit of a soak. We can put down damage on it as well. So those are the 10 cards that are going in to Michael's deck. We'll give those a good shuffle up in a bit. Obviously we've got good money in play for Michael, his task, and we've got Plumb the Depths for Agatha. So that's pretty much it for the XP side of things. So let's go to the apiary, which is the scenario we're playing now. So we have headed west. So we're going to read apiary 1, which is: the dark tunnels beneath Rylea branch and thread endlessly like capillaries of some giant beast. Shining nodules are stationed at intervals in the walls, pulsing with soft light. After making camp on the 3rd evening, you sit across the tunnel from Andy as he scribbles furiously in his notebook. The conversation soon turns to the events that led you both into Tillinghast's employ. The long and the short of it is, Mr. Tillinghast said he had another big story for me, a chance to make my big break. And well, maybe enough money to pay off my tab at Hibbs. He looked bashful. I had to let off some steam after my last gig, a lot of steam. A tremor rocks the tunnels. Andy's face grows ashen as he leans in. I have a theory. This city, it's rising. I mean, still rising. The shakes, the crumbling foundation, the fact that the water was the fact that it was water before, and now it isn't. You saw the ship graveyard in the city spires, right? Ships been going missing in this stretch of ocean for centuries. I don't know what's causing it, but I keep having these dreams. The next day you discover a vast cavern. The walls and ceilings are honeycombed with small round holes that branch haphazardly into a labyrinthine warren. Andy rushes to the entrance of one particular foul-smelling tunnel and picks up a bloody scrap of cloth. I don't know what lives here, but I think they like eating people. Delightful. Further in, fleshy, bilious growths line the tunnel, oozing a thick, phlegmy ichor. Could anyone actually be left alive down here? Add 1 cultist token to the campaign for the remainder of the campaign. Right, I need to dig out a cultist token. Bear with. Oh, I've got one here. There we go. That goes in. If any investigator has to walk in faith tasks, they resolve their respective story on this page. No. It says go to setup version 1, Western Expedition, page 20. Setup 1, Western Expedition. Gather all the cards from the following counting sets: the Apiary, Cosmic Legacy, Elder Mist, the Inescapable, Pilgrims, Dark Cult, and Striking Fear. Put the Apiary into play, beckoning light side face up. Each investigator begins play at the Apiary entrance. Yep. Build the Act deck using 1A Unsettling Signs and Act 2 Lost Pilgrims, which is what we've done. We'll come to those in a sec. Remove the other act from the game. Remove the mother enemy from the game. Set aside each of the following aside out of play. Each Apiary location, the grotesque amalgam, and the double-sided squamous parasite enemies, the Maria Rivia ancient relic and grisly mask story assets, the pilgrims and the inescapable encounter sets, and each copy of parasitic transformation weakness. In player order, each player may choose 1 earned artifact or 1 item from the expedition encounter set to begin play under their control, which is what I've done. So let's do that next. So for Agatha, I have chosen the Alien Tablet. It's got 4 secrets on it. And it says, during a skill test on a glyph or Rylea card, exhaust Alien Tablet and spend 1 secret. The performing investigator gets +2 skill value for this skill test. I'm trying to get these glyphs. I've been running out of actions to get these, so hopefully that's going to sort of give me a bit more confidence to do that. And for Michael, I've chosen Ruby Standish. She gets +1. I get +1 evade, and then if there are no, this is really the reason why I took it. If there are no ready enemies at your location, exhaust Ruby, move to a connecting location, and she's got 2 and 2 soak for us. Shuffle each remaining encounter card to build the encounter deck along with the following set aside apiary locations, growing fields and both copies of fleshy paths, which is what I've done. After doing so, shuffle the set aside luminous tunnels location into the bottom 10 cards of the encounter deck. You are now ready to begin play. Right, let me just read that again. Shuffle each of the... So I think those need to go into the encounter deck, the way I read it. Shuffle each remaining encounter card to build the encounter deck along with the following set aside apiary locations, which is growing fields and both copies of fleshy paths. So those go into here. I'm going to give these a good old shuffle in a second. And after doing so, shuffle the set aside luminous tunnels. I'm going to put that there. I'll do that in a second, in a minute. We're now ready to begin play. Right. Okay, so what have we got going on here? We've got the first agenda, which says stirring in the dark. 12 doom on it. You can hear the sound of slithering and gnashing teeth in the darkness. Something awful stirs in the bowels of Rylea. You would rather not stick around to find out what it actually is. No, I don't really. So that's 12 doom on it. And then Act 1 says unsettling signs. The fleshy tunnels excrete a foul... Oh, I can't read it from here. I'm going to have to lean over a bit. Foul, waxy substance that burns the skin. Your destination lies deeper within the disgusting labyrinth. As an action, spend 1 or more clues as a group. For each clue spent, discard the top 5 cards, 10 if there is 1 investigator, of the encounter deck and draw each location discarded by this effect. Objective: if each surviving investigator is at a sanctum location, investigators may spend the requisite clues as a group to advance. Hint: you may not be able to explore further after you advance. Okay, and that's got 4 clues we need to do to get it. So we need to find a sanctum. So obviously what's going on here is a lot of locations are in the encounter deck, which we need to try and get out. So I'm going to do some shuffling off screen, and then I'm going to come back and we'll draw all of our opening hands and stuff like that. Okay. Right, okay, we've given them a good shuffle, but I'm going to do it on screen as well. So this is the encounter deck, obviously. I am actually contractually obliged, per my contract with Tinderloss Gaming, to have a shuffle and to do what is actually known technically now and contractually as a cat weasel cut. And then what we have to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That has to be shuffled into there. Must remember that. Right, those go on the bottom. That's the encounter deck done. We will final shuffle for Agatha on screen. Right, cat weasel cut. And Michael. Okay. And then we will shuffle the underworld deck. Right, and finally we've got the we're playing on standard, so the skull is -X. X is half the amount of doom on enemies and assets in play, rounding down to a maximum of 4. The cultist is -1. If there's a cultist enemy at your location, reveal another token. The tablet is -3. If you fail, place 1 doom on an enemy at your location with no doom on it. And the elder thing is -4. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Ooh. And we begin at the apiary entrance, the beckoning light. It's got 1 shroud. It's a shroud of 1, I should say. Comes in with 2 clues on it. Action, spend 1 clue, or 2 clues, obviously for 2 investigators as a group. Shuffle each location in the encounter discard pile into the bottom 10 cards of the encounter deck. I'm not entirely sure why I'd want to do this, but there we go. As a reaction, choose the furthest location from apiary entrance. Place clues on the chosen location up to its clue value. Limit once per round. And we can resign there as well. It's always fun if you can resign at your first location. Right, opening hands. Let's draw our 5 for Agatha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clearly, as always, what we're looking for is the ocular. If we've got it, we've got our perception. We've got an eyes of the dreamer. We've got a guidance, a promise of power, and a backpack. Do you know what? I think I'm going to ditch all of those. Draw another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have got an art student, a burning the midnight oil, a fingerprint kit, an eyes of the dreamer, and a perception. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Cat weasel cut. That's Agatha. And then Michael's going to draw his opening hand. Oh, actually, before saying that, at the start of your turn, reveal the top 2 cards of the market deck. We've got a Luger and we've got a Derringer. I think I'll take the Derringer. And I'll spend 1 resource to draw it. Ah, hang on a sec, because I think that's on top of my opening hand. I'll come back to that in a second, because I do get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a Joey the Rat. We've got a crack shot. We've got a fence, 2 fences, and a Remington. I think I'm going to keep the fence and the crack shot. Ruby takes an ally slot, so I don't really need Joey the Rat. I think I'll get rid of those 3. Keep crack shot and fence. Drawing 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So we've got an unexpected courage, a watch this, and an opportunist. Good. Excellent. And we draw, I'll pay 1, so I've gone down to 4 to draw the Derringer. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's start off with Agatha. Fairly standard turn for her. So action 1, we're going to spend 2 down to 3 to play the art student. And when she enters play, I gain a clue. Action 2, I will investigate. And I'm going to play Burning the Midnight Oil. So I'm 5 versus 1. At the start, when this action begins, gain 2 resources. So I'm back up to 5. And it's 5 versus 1. How is the Chaos Bag going to be today? 0. We get the second clue. That goes into my discard pile. I haven't actually managed to seal a token, so I can't do Agatha's stuff. I am going to do an action on the unsettling signs for my 3rd action, and I'm going to spend a clue. Spend 1 clue. For each clue spent, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck and draw each location discarded by this effect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have we got any locations in here? Dissonant voices, dangerous curiosity, corrosive fog, mysterious chanting, and alien eggs. No. Is the answer. No locations. Right, that's it for Agatha. That's her 3 actions. Michael. I think it's going to save me in the long run. So I'm going to pay 1 to pay 3. So down to 1 to play fence. Second action, I'm going to gain a resource. Thinking about good money at the minute, but that's no good. Haven't got quite enough money to pay for the Derringer yet. So I think third action, because we are, it says spend as a group, we're in the same location. So third action, Michael's going to spend Agatha's clue. Top 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got dangerous curiosity, an acolyte, a frozen in fear, fleshy paths, and a rotting remains. So those go. And fleshy paths comes into play. Comes in with 2 clues on it. Shroud of 2, it's got victory 1. Revelation, put fleshy paths into play. Action, you discovered this glyph. Okay, well that's good. In your campaign log, okay, we'll do that when we get to it. It's got victory 1 on it. Excellent. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So we move to the enemy phase. No enemies in play. Upkeep phase, we reset our actions. We're back to 0. We flip these over. We gain a resource. Agatha's up to 6. Michael's up to 3. Agatha's going to draw a card. She's going to get a mouse mask. Michael's going to draw a card and he's going to get a lucky cigarette case. Very nice. We check hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Michael. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Agatha. So we're all good. We are all good. We move to the mythos phase. We put a doom on the agenda, 1 of 12. And we're going to draw a card. We'll start off with Agatha as per normal. She's going to get, Hungry Wolves. Revelation. Attach this card to your location. Forced. When you leave attached location, test agility 4 or fight 4. If you fail, oh blimey, that's not going to be great for Agatha. So that's there. And Michael's card hasn't got Surge on it, Hungry Wolves. So Michael's card is, he's going to get an acolyte. Nice. Oh, he hasn't got, well, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. He could just punch him. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, we go to the investigators phase. So Agatha is agility 3. Agatha is agility 3. Ugh. Okay. Okay, no, I'll take that. I can take that. So shall we start off with Agatha? Shall we start off with Agatha? I think we will. I think we will. So Agatha is going to leave and go to the fleshy paths for her first action. As she leaves, she's going to chest agility 4 against 3. 4 against 3, so she needs the +1. She gets -2. She's testing agility. Discard an asset you control and take 1 damage. So she's going to discard the art student and take 1 damage, down to 5. Now, could I have been No, I think I couldn't have done because I was thinking about putting the 1 damage on the art student, which would kill it, and then I've got no assets to control. But the way I read it, you discard an asset, so I have to discard the art student and then take 1 damage. I don't know if it said and then take 1 damage. I don't know. Discard Hungry Wolves. The Hungry Wolves goes. That was Agatha's first action. Second action, we are gonna do this and to discover this glyph. So we've got our campaign log out. And the glyph is 2 little scratches. And where's that? Ah, there. So that says time. Time. Surely that'll be useful. Third action, she's going to investigate. So she's 2. 2 versus 4. We'll put a perception in to make it 6 versus 2. 6 versus 2, -1. We are successful. We get it. And perception, we draw a card. We get a spectral shield. We need an ocular. Is really what we're after. Right, Michael. Michael. His first action is going to punch the acolyte. Right, Michael's turn. At the start of my turn, though, reveal the top 2 cards. We've got Viola Case and we've got a Liquid Courage. Oh, God. Do I want to spend 1 to grab one of those? I think I do. I'm going to pay 1 to grab the Viola Case. Liquid Courage goes to the bottom. No. Hang on a sec. I've not used any actions yet. As fence is, I haven't used fence yet. Underworld markets at the start of my turn. I'm then going to exhaust fence to pay 2 down to 0 to play the Viola Case. Viola Case is illicit. I've got 2 additional hand slots which can be used to hold firearm assets. After you play Viola Case, search the top 9 cards of your deck for a firearm asset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that is there. Let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we're looking for a firearm. We've got, oh, there's the automatic. We'll take the automatic. Fast, the illicit, when you play an illicit card during your turn, exhaust fence, this illicit card gains fast. If it was already fast, you reduce its cost by 1 instead. Fast actions do not provoke attacks of opportunity. So the Viola case comes in and we get our automatic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, so first actual action is to punch the acolyte. So it's 3 versus 5. I'm going to play an unexpected courage to make it 7 versus 3. I'm going to play an opportunist to make it 8 versus 3. Eight versus 3. Oh, that one. Minus up 0. So we're successful. Unexpected courage goes. Opportunist comes back to my hand. And we punch the acolyte for 1. Killing it. It's got 1 health. I'm going to exhaust Ruby Standish. If there are no enemies at your location, exhaust Ruby Standish to move to a connecting location. So we're going to move to the Fleshy Paths. Very second. There's no action because that's Ruby doing that. Would be nice to have some money. Michael needs some money. Not quite sure I want to move on just yet, do I? Second and third action, I'm going to gain some resources, so up to 2. I need to get a gun out. Need to get a gun out. And that's Michael done. They're both done. Fine. Enemy phase. No enemies in play. Upkeep phase. We reset our actions. We gain a resource. Michael's up to 3. Agatha's up to 7. We draw a card for Agatha. She gets deep knowledge. Michael gets an overpower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards for Michael. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards for Agatha. We move across to the Mythos phase. We put a Doom, 2 of 12, onto the agenda. Agatha's going to draw her card and she's going to get an A Pretender. Oh, that's a 3 fight, 3 health, 3 evade, monster, stowaway, aloof. Okay, that's good. Hunter. Prey lowest agility, which is going to be, well, my choice because they're both 3. Enforced. When Doom is placed on a card at this location, ready a Pretender, it loses aloof and until the end of the round. If it's engaged with an investigator, it makes an immediate attack. Okay. Michael's card. growing fields. That is connected to the apiary entrance. So let's just do this a little bit. These are connected. These are connected. But these two are not connected. Comes in with 2 clues on it. 3 shroud. Revelation. Put growing fields into play along with the set aside hidden vault location. Hidden vault. So that is connected to there. Wowzers. Growing fields. So we put that location into play. Action. Test will 8. Double the skill icons of each card committed to this test. If you succeed, take control of the set aside Grizzly Mask story asset. Okay. And Hidden Vault comes in with, it comes in revealed, because there's something else on the other side which I'm not going to show you. 3 shroud, 2 clues per investigator. After Hidden Vault enters play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy. Spawn it at this location. After you successfully evade an enemy at Hidden Vault by 2 or more, flip this card to resolve its text. Right. So we want something that's quite a low evade. Acolyte is 2. I don't think we're going to get any lower than that. Yeah, let's put the Acolyte in. So there's and that's quite a nice little thing as well. Wow. I'm just trying to work out where I was. That was Michael's encounter. So we're now back round to the start of the turn. I think we're going to need to deal with these monsters. I don't want the monsters to become too. I'm not going to be able to kill it in one hit though. So I think we start off with Agatha. First action, spend 1 to pay a mouse mask. I'm going to try and get, what I'm thinking in my head here is I'm going to try and get set up to come back across. I don't want to rush it. Second action is to play 5 down to 1. for a fingerprint kit. Comes in with 3 supplies on it. Mouse mask has got 2 offerings on it as well. Third action, we're going to be investigating the fleshy paths. Don't think I need to be drawing out locations now. Plenty of locations in play, methinks. So going to be investigating the fleshy paths. My third action, I'm going to play an Eye of the Dreamer to take me to 5 versus 2. I'm also going to play Deep Knowledge to take me to 6 versus 2. I've got to put 2 curse tokens into the bag. And investigators at your location draw a combined total of 3 cards. Well, Agatha's going to draw all 3 of those. And she's going to get a higher education, a shortcut, and a burn the midnight oil. Very nice. So back to her investigation. We've got 4, 5, 6 versus 2. 6 versus 2. Okay. There we go. That's more like it, Chaos Bag. Love you. Love you. That's it for Agatha. Those go. Hey ho. Still not got her ocular, which is a bit annoying, but she's not too bad. Ah. Should have removed one of Plumb the Depths. Should have removed one of Plumb the Depths. Michael. Oh, we should have readied these. We should have readied. Come on, MB. What are you doing on? Start your turn. Going to draw 2 cards for Underworld Market. We've got the Luger and we've got the Derringer. I don't really think I need any of those at the minute. Oops. I've done that wrong. Those 2 on the bottom. First action. Pay 3. So down to 0. For the Derringer, we'll put that there. Otherwise, I've got too many cards across the top. Derringer comes in with 3 ammo on it. Yeah. And we've got 3 of those. God. I really should dig out my ammos. I'm going to dig out my ammos in a minute. That is his first action. Second action, to engage the apiary tender. Third action, shoot the bejesus out of it with my Derringer. So fight 3, I'm 5. Now let's read the Derringer in full. Spend 1 ammo, which I've done. Fight, you get +2 for this attack. If you succeed by 2 or more, this attack deals 1 damage, +1 damage. So nothing else in it. So I'm 7 versus 3. We'll play a crack shot to make it 10 versus 3. Ten versus 3. 0. Crack shot goes. We put 2 damage onto the tender. That was my third action. Enemy phase. The tender hits me for 1 and 1. Well, we'll put both of those onto Ruby. Then we go back to the upkeep phase. We reset our actions. Ready any exhausted cards. We draw, Ruby's going to get 1 resource, it's up to 2. Mike's going to get 1. Agatha's going to get a card. She's getting a Milan Christopher. And Mick is going to get a crack shot. Very nice. I think that's it. Mythos phase, 3 of 12. Agatha's going to draw a card. Corrosive fog. Test intellect or fight. 4. If you fail, take 1 damage. If you fail by 3 or more, instead deal 1 direct damage to your investigator and each ally and item asset you control. 4. 4, you say? I am 4. We'll play a spectral shield to make us 5. We'll play a higher education to make us 6 versus 4. Six versus 4. 0. We pass. And we've got spectral shield, hopefully. Could have used mouse mask there, but didn't really need to. Michael's card. Watting remains. Oh, 3 versus 3. Oh, that's horror though. 3 versus 3. I'll play a watch this to make it 4 versus 3. A lucky cigarette case to make it 5 versus 3. I'll leave it at that. 5 versus 3. 0 again. Blimey. Right. Investigator phase. Slightly annoying not to get that last clue last time. Done. Ah, shortcut will help. Still got a shortcut. I still got a shortcut. Yes. Yes. First action. We're going to play a burn the midnight oil. We get 2 resources, so up to 4. Investigating. 4, 5 versus 2. We will remove an offering from the mouse mask. I'm not going to use fingerprint kit just yet. To give us +2. So 6, 7 versus 2. 7 versus 2. -2. We are successful. We get the clue and the victory point. Very nice. Then we're going to pay 0 to play a shortcut to take us back to the entrance, because these aren't connected. This is only connected to there. So back to the entrance. Second action, second action is to move into the growing fields. I would like to get that grizzly mask. I really would like to get that grizzly mask. Tricky though. Third action. Third action is to spend 4 to put Dr. Milan into play. That's it for her. Michael. First action. Shoot the Derringer. So 7 versus 3. We'll put an overpower in to make it 9 versus 3. Nine versus 3. Oh. -4. 9 versus 3. 5 versus 3. We succeed by 2. It doesn't make any difference because we've done it. We've done the damage. So the tender goes for the last point of damage. Overpower gets me to draw a card. We draw Where's the Party? We will exhaust Ruby to move back to the entrance. Second action, we're going to move up to bodyguard Agatha in growing fields. Need some money. I've not really done anything on good money this turn either, this game. Third action, I'm going to gain a resource to 2. Need to keep my guns. My guns are coming. That's it for Michael. Enemy phase. No enemies in play. Oh, I should have put a doom on him. Apologies. Should have put a doom on him. Reset actions. We get back to 0. Turn over. Gain a resource. Gain a resource. Draw a card for Agatha. She's going to get her ocular. Very nice. And Michael's going to get his heavy furs. Hey. Right, Mythos phase. I should have taken that off Ruby. She's unexhausted. I've just gone and got myself a coffee. Standard. Right, Mythos phase. We put a doom. We're now at 5 of 12 because the acolyte's in play. We draw a card for Agatha. Hungry Walls, we know what that does. Not great. Well, that is not great now for Agatha. And Michael is going to draw Cunning Mimicry. If there are no monster enemies in play, it gains Surge. No. No, that's not a monster, so gains Surge. Elder Mist. Attach Elder Mist to the nearest location. Oh, God. Got to do that last time. Put that back on. I always do that when I go off. Right, that's better. Attach Elder Mist to the nearest location without Elder Mist attached to it. Each investigator gets -1 will, -1 to all stats. After investigators at location succeeds at a skill tested by 2 or more, discard it. It's not too bad, I suppose. Right, Agatha. First action. Gain a resource. Oh, no. No. No, it's not. I need 3 to play this. I can't play this just yet. First action is to investigate. Yeah, first action is to investigate. So we're currently 5 versus 3. We're going to remove an offering from the mouse mask to make me 7 versus 3. I'm going to do it via the fingerprint kit and exhaust it. I should have done that first of all, really, technically. So we are now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 versus 3. 8 versus 3 because of Elder Mist. 8 versus 3. Eight versus 3. That's -2. Oh. +2. No, I'm not going to draw the card. So we go back to, so that's 6 versus 3. That's 8 versus 3. We pass, clearly. Oh, that curse token comes out, I think, doesn't it? So we win, we pass, we get the clue. We tap Milan. That's the way I'm going to play him taboo to get a resource. That goes, because we done it by 2 or more. And we get 2 additional clues. So we get all the clues. All the clues. Because of fingerprint kit. Now I think second action is to gain a resource. Third action is to spend, it takes me up to 3. Third action is to play the ocular. We've discovered all the clues, so we take 1 off for Plumb the Depths. And I think that is it for Agatha. Yeah. Michael's turn. We draw our 2 cards for the underworld market. We're getting an automatic and we're getting an automatic. I will pay 1 resource to grab one of those. That goes to the bottom. I am going to exhaust Ruby to move here to a connecting location. He needs to test though, and I'm going to test against damage or fight. So it's 4. I will play a heavy furs to make it 6 versus 4. Six versus 4. -3. We fail. We take 2 direct damage. So he's down to 7. 1, 2. But then we do discard Hungry Wolves. So he's still got his 3 actions. First action is going to be to try and evade the Acolyte. Acolyte is 2. I'm 3. Heavy Fur goes. And then I'm going to pay 4 versus 2. 5 versus 2. 6 versus 2. To evade it. Try and evade it. 6 versus 2. -1. If there is an occultist enemy, which there is, another token. Oh, bloody hell. -3. So -4 in total. I was 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 versus 2, -4. I pass because it's a draw. Let me just double check this. It is 6 versus, that's 6 versus, so 3, 4, 5, 6. That's -1, -3. So that's 4 in total. 6 versus 2. We do evade it. Which means we reveal the hidden vault. After you successfully evade an enemy at hidden vault by 2 or more. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. Okay. Oh. Never mind. Oh, God. Right. That's a bit of a pickle. That's a bit of a pickle. I don't really want to shoot the acolyte now. I'm going to try and evade it to open this hidden vault up. Second action, draw a card. Getting a lucky cigarette case. Third action, pay 2 to play the lucky cigarette case. No, can't do that. That will remove the viola case. I'd rather keep the viola case in play. That was my first action. I've drawn a lucky cigarette case. Third, gain a resource. I've got a feeling I'm not going to be getting good money done this turn. So that's it for Michael. Okay. Right. Enemies, no ready enemies. They don't ready yet. Got no other enemies in play. We go to the top of the upkeep phase. We reset our actions. We get our actions back. We get ready any cards. Oh, God. No nails. No more nails. We ready any exhausted cards. Acolyte then becomes engaged with Michael. We gain a resource. Agatha's up to 1. Michael's up to 4. Michael draws a card. He gets quick thinking. And Agatha gets higher education. Top of the mythos phase, we put a doom on the agenda. We're now at 6 of 12 because of Acolyte. Agatha's going to draw a card. She's going to get, there's an 8 pretender there that's aloof. Michael is going to get fleshy paths. Let's sort of put that there. Agatha's at the growing fields, we know that. That comes in with 2 clues on it. We're going to replenish one of these on the mouse mask. Replenish one of these offerings after you reveal a location or put a new location into play. That's connected to there. This one's got revelation, put fleshy paths into play, which is what we've done. Action, test book 2, test intellect 2 to search the fleshy-like walls. If you succeed, put the set-aside ancient relic asset into play under your control. Wow. Oh, I really would like to do this. Michael's not great. I've got to evade by 2 or more. Could Agatha do it? Could Agatha do it? Right, first things first. Agatha, first action. Is going to move down to the hidden vault. Second action. She's going to use her fingerprint kit to investigate. We'll use the mouse mask as well. So she is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 versus 3. 9 versus 3. 9 versus 3. -3. 6 versus 3. We're successful. -3. Do we want to seal that? -3. No, I don't think we do. Where is it? Put it back in. Where is it? Ah! -3. I need to think about this. So we've got the -3. So we're successful because we were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -3 takes us down to 6 versus 3. We are successful by 2 or more. So we do grab both of those clues. Another victory point. Now we can choose to seal the -3. What I was thinking about, if that would have been a better token, I was thinking about using that to evade the acolyte, but -3 takes us down to 0 and we would need to be at +4. We'd need to be at +4, which we can nowhere get. So I'm not going to seal that. That was Agatha's first action. We get one off to plumb the depths because we've just removed all clues from the hidden vault. None of these are sanctum locations, so we're trying to get sanctum locations as well. Can't forget that. Third action, going to draw a card. Eyes of the Dreamer. First action for Michael. This is a risk. Going to attempt to evade the acolyte. Maybe this is drawing me into a false thing here. Ah, I forgot Ruby Standish has got my +1. Right, okay. So we're 4 versus 2. I'm going to chuck an opportunist in and a quick thinking in to make us 5 versus 2. I've got nothing else. Crackshot can only be played when it's a firearm or a ranged asset. So 5 versus 2. Come on. 5 versus 2. -X is the amount of doom on enemies and other assets in play. There's 1. So it's 4 versus 2. Because there's just him. 4 versus 2. We do succeed by 2. Yes. Come on. Right. So that acolyte is evaded. Let's just move Agatha over there. That acolyte is evaded. So we can flip the hidden vault. What does it say? What do we got? You find an alien panel hidden behind a fold of fleshy wall. Grimacing, you press it and reveal a round alcove untouched by the alien growths. Sharp glowing symbols connected by curling lines appear on a black slate in the centre of the alcove. After some study, you recognise it as some kind of ancestral tree. There are hundreds upon hundreds of names. How many creatures lived in this city aeons ago? You discover this glyph in your campaign log, Daughters. Okay, Daughters has been translated. You beauty. And that's a sort of like, looks like a bit of a question mark. Oh, down down the bottom left hand corner. That is daughters. Right, that's 2 we've done this game. That's not too bad. And then we flip it back over and it can't be flipped again. Michael's second action is to engage the acolyte. And his third action is to use his derringer to shoot it. Chucking a crack shot into the mix as well. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 versus 3. Yeah. Reveal another token. Yeah, that's it. -3. 10 versus 3. More than enough. We do the +1 damage, but we don't need to worry about it because that kills the acolyte and gets rid of the doom. Back shot goes. I should have exhausted McGlen because we successfully investigated to gain a resource. Right, okay. That was a slightly better turn. Enemy phase. Aperi tender comes down to the hidden vault, but remains aloof. We go on to the upkeep phase. There's no other enemies in play. We go back to the upkeep phase. We're going to go there. We're going to go there. We're going to ready any exhausted cards. We're going to gain a resource. Michael is going to draw swift reflexes. Agatha's going to draw a guidance. We're good. We go to the mythos phase. We put 6 of 12 on. We draw a card for Agatha. Eyes of the Deep. Put Eyes of the Deep into play into your threat area. Treat each cultist and tablet loco token as you as of the it was the elder theme token. Test will 3. If you succeed, discard it. So that Eyes of the Deep is with Agatha, and then Michael is going to get an acolyte. Well, spawn at any empty location. We'll put it here. We'll put it in with Michael with 1 doom. He should be able to punch the life out of it. These should be turned over now. Top of the investigator phase. That's interesting because the hidden vault no, it's just connected to here. It is connected to here. It's one sort of one way by the looks of it. One way. Right. What are we doing? What are we doing? I think Agatha's going to be wanting to go to the fleshy paths to get this ancient relic. That would be good. So first action is going to move back to the growing fields. Second action, move back to the apiary. Well, actually, hang on a second. Hang on a second. So as her first action to move to the growing fields. Do I take a risk? What I'm thinking about doing, I've got two cards here which have got head symbols on them, guidance and higher education. So 2, 4, they're worth 4 will. I'm will 4, so that's a straightforward 8. If I draw a card for my second action and it's got a will sign on it, or will icon, that would give me +2, and I could have a crack at getting the Grizzly Mask. Do you know what? Second action, draw a card. Come on. Yes. Yes. So we've got 2 guidances. So let's have a crack at it. Third action, let's have a crack at getting the Grizzly Mask. So 4. These are worth double. Oh, actually, no, this is pretty good because we've got wild symbols on it as well. 2, 4. So that's 8. That's 10. And that is 14. Let me just check and make sure I'm reading that correctly. Test will 8. Double the skill icons of each card committed to this test. If you succeed, take control of the set-aside Grizzly Mask asset. Well, higher education has only got one. It's got an intellect sign on it, but that makes no difference. So we're getting 2 from that one. So that takes us to 6. We've then got a will icon and a wild icon on it. So for me, that's another 4 on there. So there's 2 of those. That's 8, 10, 14 versus 8. 14 versus 8. -1. We get the Grizzly Mask story asset. Bear with me. Right, we've got the Grizzly Mask asset, which is this thing here. As a reaction, exhaust Grizzly Mask, disengage from an enemy until the beginning of your next turn. You cannot move and cannot damage enemies or engage them. Take 1 direct horror and exhaust Grizzly Mask. Deal 2 damage to an enemy at your location. Okay, nice. So that comes into play. I'm running out of space here. Let's put that there. Need to make sure I remember Eyes of the Deep. And that was Agatha's third action. Ooh, this is getting complicated. Right. Michael. Michael, first thing he needs to do is get 2 of his cards. He's got a liquid courage and a Chicago typewriter. Well, clearly we are taking the Chicago typewriter. 1. Just thinking. I could punch the acolyte for my first action. It's fight 3 though, and 5. I don't get any other bonuses. I've got nothing I can chuck in that I want to chuck in, so it would be 5 versus 3, which isn't particularly great. So what I was thinking about doing is taking, first action is to gain a resource, which means I would take an attack of opportunity for the acolyte, which I think I can handle. And then I can exhaust fence to play the Chicago typewriter. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So 1, first action is to gain a resource, which means I take a punch from the acolyte of 1. So down by 1, down to 6. Then I'm going to exhaust fence, pay 5 for the Chicago typewriter. Takes two slots, but I've got Viola case in play. Do I want to replace the Derringer? I get to choose. I think I'm going to replace the Derringer. Comes in with 4 ammo on it. Going to immediately use one of those as a second action. So let's read the whole thing. Action, spend 1 ammo, fight. You may spend any number of additional actions when performing this attack. You get +2 for this attack and each action being spent, including this ability's action cost. This attack deals +2 damage. I'm not spending any more actions, so I'm getting +2. So I'm 7 versus 3. As explained before, we're going fast, which doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. So 7 versus 3, -1. That kills the acolyte. I can't use Ruby because we've got the April there. So his third action is going to be to move back up to be with Agatha. And I think that's it. Okay, enemy phase. The April is going to move back in to be with us. And then we are going to go to upkeep. We're going to get our actions back. And ready any exhausted cards. We're going to gain a resource. Agatha's up to 4. Michael's up to 1. Michael's going to draw a card. He's going to get a Joey the Rat. Agatha's going to get a deduction, just the level 0. That's it. We're going to put a doom, so we're at 7 of 12. Agatha's going to draw a card. She gets Eye of the Deep. That's quite nice because she's already got it and it doesn't say it surges. We can only have 1 per investigator. So that is a swing and a miss for the encounter deck. Michael is going to get a Cunning Mimicry, monster enemies. Ah, the April is a monster. Ooh, okay. So now it says if there are no monster enemies in play against surge there is. Otherwise, test intellect 3. If you fail, the nearest enemy attacks you, regardless of its current location. 3. I'm 1. I'm 1. I've got nothing that can help that. Nothing that can help that. I'm not chucking a Joey. So 1 versus 3. We fail. So we get hit for 1 and 1. I quite like Ruby, so I'm going to take it 1 and 1. Down to 4 sanity and 5 health. 1, 1. So that goes. Right. Back to the investigators. So let's start off with Agatha. First action is going to move 1, 2 to here, to the fleshy paths. And then she's going to do this test to see if we can get the ancient relic. So she is 4, 5. 5 versus 2. I'll play an Eye of the Dreamer to make it 7 versus 2. 6 versus 2. So 1, yeah, 6 versus 2. -2. We will seal that. 6 versus 2. -2. We pass. So we get to the set aside ancient relic. Therewith. Right, we've got the ancient relic, and that is item relic glyph. If ancient relic would leave play, set it aside out of play. Forced. After you take 1 or more damage, deal 1 damage to ancient relic. When the game would end with ancient relic under your control, flip this card and resolve its text. Oh God. Running out of space. Running out of space. Right, what we're going to do here, we're going to move that across a little bit. Try and keep it in shot. There we go. Lots going on. And that was Agatha's last turn. Actually, she has sealed a token, so we can play one of these things here if we want. I think we will play a guidance for Michael. Choose another investigator at your location who has yet to take a turn this round. Michael isn't. Ah, he's not at her location. Ugh. Right, hang on. What else have we got? Tell you what we will do. We'll play insight. Investigate. We gain a resource. We gain 2 resources first of all, and then we're going to investigate. So up to 5. It's a shroud of 2. We are 4. 5 with Milan. And we'll play a deduction. That actually goes out. That leaves the game. So we'll play a deduction. So 4, 5, 6 versus 2. 6 versus 2. Plus 1. We succeed. We gain an additional clue. So we get both clues of the fleshy path. She's swimming in clues. What we need to do now is spend some of these clues to start revealing more locations. That's the plan next turn. Michael, do we want to take this 8 pretender out? Engage and shoot for 2. I think we do. First things first, we've got to do the... I think we will take the liquid courage for 1. We will take the liquid courage for 1. We can't play it just yet, but it's nice to have that in hand because his horror is not great. So first action is to engage the tender. Second action is to shoot with the old Chicago typewriter. So we are 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 3. 7 versus 3. 7 versus 3. -1. It's not a cultist locate. There's no cultist at my location. We win. It does +2 damage. We do 3 damage to it. We kill it. We then exhaust Ruby to move to the apiary. And then third action is going up to bodyguard Agatha with the fleshy paths. Just in case. We're done. Now we need to start cycling through. After I successfully investigate, I should have exhausted Christopher to gain a resource. And I took 2 clues off of fleshy paths, so plumb the depths goes by 1 as well. Right. We go to there's no enemies in play, so we go to the upkeep phase. We reset our actions. Michael gains a resource. Agatha gains a resource. Or do we want to put someone to good? No, good money's not going to happen this turn, this game. We reset our actions. That goes, that goes. Turn over. I think that's it. We go to the top of the mythos phase. We put a doom on the agenda. We're now 8 of 12. We take an encounter card for Agatha. She gets rotting remains. Four versus 3. Oh, should have drawn a card. Agatha gets Andy Van Northwick. Michael gets, I'll watch this. The only reason I remembered that's because I was thinking how many cards can I put in. So we're going 3 versus 4. 4 for us, 3 on rotting remains. We can sort of 3 versus 4. 0. We don't take any horror. Michael gets mysterious chanting. Place 2 doom on the nearest cultist enemy. If there are no cultist enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard deck for a cultist and draw it. Well, we will take an acolyte. Comes in with 1 doom on it. We go to the investigators phase. Right, now we need to start working through this unsettling sign. Spend as an action. So Agatha is going to spend an action. Spend 1 or more clues as a group. For each clue spent, discard the top 5 cards, 10 cards if there's 1 investigator of the encounter deck, and draw each location discarded by this effect. I'm going to spend 2 clues for 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 8. Okay, we're just going to shuffle up the encounter deck. I think, do all those go in? I would imagine they do. Luminous Tunnels is out. I've still got 2 more cards to draw, but I'm going to shuffle first. Catweasel cut. And then we discard 2 more cards. We've got the Hungry Walls and we've got Elder Mist. Now, Luminous Tunnels. 2 Shroud, 2 clues per investigator. Revelation, put Luminous Tunnels into play. Shuffle the set aside Pilgrim's Encounter set into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. Find the set aside Spawning Grounds and Corrupted Vault and shuffle those into the bottom 10 cards of the encounter deck. Action, take 1 damage, place clues on the location farthest from the apiary entrance up to its clue value. Okay. Where's this connected to? Apiary entrance. Right. Let's just think about this. Bear with me. Okay, right, I've got the pilgrims. They're there. So it says set aside Pilgrim's Encounter set and the discard pile into the encounter deck. So let's just do this. I give them a good shuffle. Oh my God. For some reason or other, it's quite a hot day today in the UK, randomly. I want to give these a good shuffle. Catweasel cut. And then it says, find the set aside Spawning Grounds and Corrupted Vault, shuffle them into the top 10, bottom 10 cards of the encounter deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These go into here. These will be shuffled. We'll do a Catweasel cut on the 10. And then these go on the bottom like that. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to just get those cards out, I would imagine. They're where we need to be. So that was Agatha's first action. So do we? Oh, it comes in with 2 clues per investigator. No victory on it. Second action. Do we spurge all the clues? She's got 6 clues on her, which would be 30 cards. Do I do that? Do I do that? Why don't I? Action. Spend 1 or more clues as a group. For each clue spent, discard the top 5 cards. I don't know how many cards are in there. I'm going to do it. 2, 4, 6. 6 clues. So the top 30 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. For each clue spent, and draw the location discarded of the encounter and draw each location discarded. So these were so we're looking for locations. No, 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 nope, 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 nope. I'm going to stop that now. Corrupted Vault. Spawning grounds. Yes. Right. Now we're cooking. Bear with me. Right, okay, so lots going on here. So I've put the Corrupted Vault into play. It's a shroud of 3 with 2 clues per 1 clue per investigator. It's got victory of 1. It says revelation, put it into play. 2 actions, you can discover a glyph, and that's connected to the luminous tunnels. Spawning ground comes into play, connected to the luminous tunnels. Put spawning grounds into play, shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. And then it says, find the set aside lost campsite and churning chasm, which is what I've got here, and put those in the bottom 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can see what's going on. But we have splurged all of Agatha's clues, so we've now got to get a few more clues. I like it. I do like it. Agatha's clues are gone. So that was her second action. Oof. Third action, we're going to move down to the apiary. Ready to go into the luminous tunnels. That's it for Agatha. Michael. Well, first thing Michael's going to do is draw his 2 cards. He gets a Luger and he gets a Derringer. think he's going to take the Derringer. Goes on the bottom. He spends one resource to get it. So first proper action. Chicago typewriter the Acolyte. So we're at 7 versus 3. Never had any money to play. Watch this. Always spending it. So 7 versus 3. 7 versus 3. -1. +2 damage. We kill it. We'll then exhaust Ruby. There's no ready enemies at our location to move down. I think I need to gain some money. Second 2 or action 2, action 3, gain 2 resources. And that's it for Michael. Okay. We go to the enemy phase. There are no enemies in play. And then go to the upkeep phase. We gain our actions back. We ready. We gain a resource. Agatha's at 8. Michael's at 3. We draw a card. Michael's going to get contraband. Ooh, okay. Agatha's going to get Tooth Let Seal. We go to the top of the Mythos phase. We are now 9 of 12. We turn these over. We draw a card for Agatha. She's going to get a Pilgrim Acolyte. 2 fight, 2 health, 2 to evade. We'll put that up there. After Pilgrim attacks you, place 1 doom on it. Well, we need to kill him. And then Michael is going to get an Acolyte. Oh, right, okay. This is causing a problem. We put 1 doom on the Acolyte. Okay, now these pilgrims are going to cause a problem. Right. There are 2 So we revealed these 3 locations. So there's going to be 2 offerings replenished, because every time you reveal a new location, you put an offering, a maximum of 2. What was it? Doesn't say. Replenish one of these offerings after you reveal. Can that go above? Because we've revealed 3. I don't think so. That'd be a bit beardy. I'm going to stick at 2. I think we're going to need to get Michael to go first. Okay, yeah, that works. That works. I'm going to exhaust fence to pay 3 to play the Derringer. It's fast. Comes in with 3 ammo. I'm then going to use my first action to use the Derringer to shoot the Acolyte. So I get +2 for this attack. If you succeed by 2 or more, it does +1 damage. So I'm at 7 versus 3. 7 versus 3. We'll stick at that. 7 versus 3. -1. We kill it. We do +1 damage, but it makes no difference. So that goes. Second action is to engage the Pilgrim from Agatha. Third action is to fight with a Chicago typewriter. So 7 versus 2. 7 versus 2. Enemies in play, minus X. X is half the amount of doom on enemies and assets in play, none. So 7 versus 2, we kill it. And that's Michael done. Actually, he will exhaust Ruby and he will move to the luminous tunnels. Done. Agatha, first action to move to the luminous tunnels. Second action. Is to investigate with the fingerprint kit. So I'm 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 2. I will remove that. So 5 versus 2. We succeed. We get 2 clues. Third action. Let's spend those 2 clues to cycle through top 10. Yeah, top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Revealing any locations. No locations. That's Agatha done. Okay. That's it. So, no enemies in play. So we don't need to worry about that. We go to the top of the upkeep phase. We reset our actions. I should have exhausted Dr. Milan to gain a resource. She's at 9 resources now. I then ready him. Those back, we'll ready those. We ready here. We gain a resource, so we're now at 10 resources. Michael's at 1 resource. He draws a card. He is going to get Robert Castaigne, +1 fight. Action, discard a firearm asset that takes up 1 or fewer hand slots from your hand. Exhaust Robert Castaigne. Resolve a fight ability on the discarded asset, ignoring all costs. This does not provoke a tax opportunity. Be nice if Mick had some money. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Agatha's going to draw a card. She's going to get a backpack. We're all good. We go to the top of the mythos phase. We're now at 10 of 12. Agatha's going to draw a card. She's going to get Eldritch Mist. Michael's going to get Mysterious Chanting. Plus, place 2 doom on the nearest cultist enemy. If there are no cultist enemies, search the encounter deck or discard pile for a cultist enemy and draw it. What have we got in here? We'll go for a Pilgrim Acolyte, slightly easier to fight. Slightly easier to fight, so that's going to be engaged with Michael. Agatha. Starting to get a bit more tricky now. She's going to investigate for her first action. So it's Shroud of 2, which is -1. So she's 4. 4 versus 2. I will use an offering of the mouse mask to take her to 6. We're not getting +1 from Milan because the Elder Mist is wiping that out. So we are 6 versus 2. We'll put an Andy in just to make it 8 versus 2 because I really do want to succeed. 8 versus 2. -3. We succeed. We do it by 2 or more, so that's the reason for chucking Andy in. Elder Mist goes. We get a clue. And I think we do. That was our first action? Yeah, it was our first action. Second action, investigate. Again, using the mouse mask. So we're now 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 2. Should have gained a resource for Dr. Milan. We're now at 11. We exhaust him. -1. We get it. That was her second action. Third action, spend both of those clues to get rid of 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Putting any locations into play. No, 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 no. We're nearly there. We are nearly there. And that was her third action, so that's Agatha done. Michael, first action, he needs to deal with the acolyte using his Derringer. So he's 5, 6, 7. 7 against 2. I will just chuck a watch this in. Can't spend any resources, could I haven't. 8 versus 2. Eight versus 2. -2. Good job I did. So that's -5. 8 versus 2. Still pass. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. So we were 5, 6, 7, 8. That takes us down to 5 versus 2. That takes us down to 3 versus 2. So we only do 1 damage. We do 1 damage to the acolyte, unfortunately, because we didn't pass by 2 or more. Which annoyingly means I'm going to have to use the second action and the last from the Derringer. That goes back in. And we are 7 versus 2. 7 versus 2, -2. We do the damage. Kills the acolyte. That was my second action. Third action, gain a resource up to 2. That's it. All right. So, enemy phase, no enemies in play. I could have sealed. Oh, I forgot about sealing this. Never mind. Too late. Resetting our actions. Gain a resource. Agatha's now at 12. Michael's at 3. Draw a card. Michael's going to get, a cursed follower. Location furthest away from you at the end of the phase. At the end of the enemy phase, add one curse token into the chaos bag. So it's going to be the hidden vault, I think. Actually, no, I can put it in because they're both equally as far away as each other, I think. Because you can get to the hidden vault via the apiary. Can you? No, you can't. What am I doing? You can't. You have to go via the growing fields. So hidden vault would be the furthest away. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. I'm never going to get him. Wow. Okay. Agatha's going to draw a card. She's got another Milan Christopher. We ready these. We go to the mythos phase. We put a doom on the agenda. 11 of 12. Agatha's going to draw a card. She's going to get the churning chasm. Revelation. Put churning chasm into play and spawn the set aside squamous parasite enemy at it. When you begin your turn in churning chasm, move to any revealed location. And that is attached to the spawning grounds. And we're going to put the squamous parasite enemy into play. Ugh. That doesn't look too good. Where's the squamous parasite? Oh, here it is. Three fight, 2 health, 3 evade, monster retaliate. If it would leave play, set it aside out of play. When you defeat it, flip it and resolve the text. Okay. Churning Chasm comes in with 2 clues on it. And it's got a cheeky little parasite in there. Running out of space here. Sorry if the lights are affecting you. Right. That was Agatha. So Michael is going to get alien eggs. Place 1 doom, and surge as well. Place 1 doom on the nearest non-elite enemy with doom on it. Well, that's going to be the squamous parasite, and it gains surge as well. Cheeky. Dissonant voices. Can't play assets or events. Yeah, that's annoying. That is annoying. Right, Agatha. Agatha, what are you doing? Well, she is going to, for her first action, let's see if we can carry on with the glyph hunting in this turn. We're going to move up to here for her first action. Second action, she's going to investigate. She's used all of her stuff. So she is just 4, 5 versus 3. 5 versus 3. We'll chuck a Milan Christopher in to make it 6 versus 3. Six versus 3. 6 versus 3. -3. We pass. Six versus 3. Do we want to seal that? I don't think we do. Third action, investigate, and then we're 5 versus 3. And that's all we can do. 5 versus 3. Hopefully this will be a nice one for us. 5 versus 3. -2. We will seal that to get the second clue. And we've sealed it. At the end of our turn, we can play something. What do we want to play? I think we do. We're going to play an insight, which is shortcut, 0 cost. Choose an investigator at your location. Move that investigator to a connecting location. So Agatha is going to move back to the luminous tunnels. That goes out of play or leaves the game. She's got 2 more clues there. That's an action. Michael. Michael, for his first action, is going to spend Agatha's 2 clues as a group to get rid of the top 10 of these. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's just look at what we've got. We've got 1, 2, lost campsite. There we go. That's the one we're after. So we've discarded 8. So we've got 2 more to discard once we do this. We need 4 clues. We need 4 clues. Ah, okay. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. We need to discard 2 more. I'm not going to play shortcut. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to put it back into there. I want to stay there because I want to do that glyph. Lost campsite. Put lost campsite into place. Action, draw the topmost card beneath lost campsite. Action, draw the topmost card beneath lost campsite. Okay. That comes into play connected to the spawning grounds. So that and it comes in with 2 clues on it, and that is a sanctum. So that's where we need to get to. So that was Michael's first action. I can't play assets or events. Oh, I should have done his 2 cards. Got the automatic or the liquid courage. I will spend 1 to take the automatic. Liquid courage goes back to the bottom. It's 2 actions left. I'm going to spend 2 actions to gain 2 resources. So go up to 4. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards for Michael, 2 cards for Agatha. There are enemies in play, but that's just going to stay there. We're then going to ready up. I've got the 2 clues off of there, so that Plumb the Depths has been completed. We ready our actions. We gain a resource. We draw a card. Oh, at the end of the enemy phase, we put a curse token into the bag. Dissonant Voices goes. We draw a card. Michael is going to get Heavy Furs. Agatha's going to get another backpack. And that's it. We put a doom on the agenda. So we've hit the agenda, 12. This is going to hurt, I think. This may well hurt. So it says, swallowed whole. The tunnels branch and merge like blood vessels in a vast alien gullet. Every surface is covered up in fleshy organic growths. What you first thought were tremors were the tunnels themselves tightening and expanding like the muscles of a large trachea. As you round a corner, you see a nightmarish creature with sightless buggy eyes slither out of sight. Place clues on each location without Victory X up to its clue value. Shuffle the set-aside grotesque amalgam enemy with the encounter discard pile and place those cards on the bottom of the encounter deck. Right, so place clues on each location without Victory X. So Growing Fields up to their clue value is going to get 2. Fleshy Paths is going to get 2. Hidden Vault doesn't. Avery Entrance gets 2. Luminous Tunnels gets 4. That's got Victory on it. That's fine. Grotesque Amalgam. That's this fella. with the encounter discard pile and place those on the bottom of the encounter deck. Okay. I think we're okay though, because we've already pretty much been through it, hopefully. There we go. And then we go across to Loathsome Parasites, which has got 6 on it. Loathsome creatures emerge from every nook and cranny. If you don't escape soon, you'll have a feeling you'll become a permanent resident. When doom is placed on this agenda, if there are no non-elite enemies in play, reveal cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is revealed and spawn it at an empty location if able. Shuffle each other revealed card and place them on top of the encounter deck. On top. Oh, okay, so you're not going to cycle through them. It's got 6 on it. Agatha's going to draw her card, which is Frozen in Fear. Costs us an additional action. Love that card. Michael is going to get Dissonant Voices. You're joking me. Flipping Nora. Right. Okay. We need 4 clues. We need 4 clues. Agatha's cycled through all of her good clue stuff. Unfortunately. I mean, she's pretty good at evading now with 2 backpacks. She's got a -2 on there, which is good. So first action from Agatha. First 2 actions from Agatha, because that's why she stayed there. We're going to discover this glyph, which is the 3 things, and that's going to say hand. Hand, which is this one here, hand. I hope this is worth it in the end. Third action, to move down. I'm not going to kill that thing. It's not worth any victory points. The chasm isn't worth any victory points either. So I think really it's just into there and then we go. Dissonant Voices is a right pain. So top 2 cards, Luger and PO8. I suppose I could get one. That goes to the bottom. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to discard a card. Those are assets, those are assets, those are events. That's an asset. Flipping. Do you know what? I think what I might do is spend all 3 of my actions to put 3 of these, to put 3 good money. Because I think we're near the end. I'd rather just try and see if I can get that boring turn. Stupid Dissonant Voices. I want to stay there with Agatha just in case. Oh, I should have tested Will 3 here to see if I can get rid of Frozen in Fear. So I'll take it to 6 versus 3. I'll take the -2 to get rid of that. We have revealed a location, so we get an offering on mouse mask. And I think that's it. Enemy phase. This is going to stay there. This is going to stay there. No other enemies in play. But what we do at the end of the enemy phase is put a curse token, because this stupid thing. that is nasty. Drawing it early game would have been good, but haven't. So there we go. Go to the upkeep phase. We get our actions back. Gain a resource. Agatha's now at 14. We draw a card. Michael is going to get quick thinking. Agatha's going to get paranoia. Wow. Discard all of your resources. So she's gone from 14 resources down to 0. Well, that was... that weren't good. Okay. We go to the mythos phase. We put 1 of 6 on. Agatha draws a card. She's getting alien eggs. Surge, place 1 doom on the nearest non-elite. Oh, okay. There. Ooh, we're now at 3. Michael's going to need to go and deal with that. Michael is going to need to deal with that. And it's got surge on it as well. Test wheel 3, which point we fail, we'll take a horror. So we're 4 versus 3. -1. We will seal that. We will seal that. That's very handy. We pass. Dissonant voices should go. And we draw a card for Michael. Pilgrim Acolyte. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, we can deal with it. I think Agatha's all about getting the clues. First action, we're going to investigate. We are 4, 5 versus 2. She'll use she'll use the ocular to do a -1, which means we pass. We get a clue. We exhaust Dr. McGlen to get a resource. Second action, she's going to go and remove the offering from the mouse mask to go 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 2. 7 versus 2. Third action, we'll go 5 versus 2. Nothing to play. 5 versus 2. 5 versus 2. 0. We will seal that and get another clue. And then we're going to remove something from the game, hopefully. What have we got? Nope. That's the one I wanted. We will then burn the midnight oil, gaining 2 resources, and investigate. 4, 5 versus 2. We'll use that 0 to gain a clue. Michael's turn. Okay. First things first, we're going to exhaust fence to play the Luger. Really seriously running out of space here, but these are all used in a minute, so we'll just not worry about that. Play the Luger. Comes in with 2 ammo. It's illicit, so it gets fast. No attacks of opportunity. We're going to try and shoot. So first action, shoot with the Luger at the acolyte. So we are 6 versus 2. Play quick thinking to make it 7 versus 2. And we'll play the heavy first to make it 8 versus 2. Yeah, so 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 2. 8 versus 2. Minus X, where X is the amount of doom on enemies and assets in play. 2. Minus 2. So 8 versus 2, down to 6 versus 2. We win. We do a damage. But more importantly, we've got quick thinking, which is if you're successful by 2 or more, after it resolves, you may immediately take an action as if it were your turn. This action does not count towards the number of actions you can take this turn. So we are going to do an action to shoot with the Luger at the Pilgrim. And we are 5, 6 against 2. I think we can leave it there. 6 versus 2. Minus 4. But we are beating it by 6 versus 2. We get it. We kill the acolyte. Second action is to move to the spawning grounds. Third action to spend 4 down to 1 to replace the Luger with a 25 automatic with 4 ammo. And that's it for Michael. Okay. Enemy phase. Staying there. Staying there. No other enemies in play. We had a curse token to the bag. That's going to get frustrating, that. We flip across. We reset our actions. Gain a resource. We draw a card. Michael is going to get an opportunist. Agatha is going to get a shortcut. Very nice. We're going to go to the top of the mythos phase. We're going to put a doom on. We are now 4 of 6 because of this thing here. We're going to draw a card. Agatha's going to draw her card. She's going to get a Hungry Walls. We can live with that. Michael was going to get an Acolyte. Oh, jeez. He's going to get an Acolyte. Hoping to go in and kill the bloody squamulous parasite this turn. Kill, move, kill. Okay. Oh, exhaust. Okay. We could sort of do that, I think. Hopefully. Right, Agatha is going first. The land can be ready. We're going to go have a go at investigating for the first action. Nothing to chuck in against it. Nothing to chuck in against it. So we're going a straight 5 versus 2. 5 versus 2. -4. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. We fail and take 1 damage, 1 horror. I'm killing Dr. McGlen and putting it all on him. Yes, I am. Second action then. Pay 4. Oh no, I didn't have it. No. Let's go back. Let's go back. We'll take the damage and the horror. 4 and 7. 4 and 7. Second action to investigate. 5 versus 2. 5 versus 2. Oh, you're joking me. You're joking, seriously. Jesus. Down. 1, 2. Third action. Investigate. 5 versus 2. Five versus 2. -1. We'll seal it. Finally, we get the last clue off of there. We gain a resource through Dr. McGlen. Up to 5. Actually, no. Back up to 5. 1, 2. 2 damage onto the ancient relic. That's handy. Last thing for Agatha to do is play 0 fast. Play during your turn. Choose an investigator at your location. Move to a connecting location. She will move to the spawning grounds with Michael. At the end of her turn, because she's sealed a token, she is going to play an event. And she's going to play guidance. Finally, she gets to play guidance onto Michael. Choose an investigator at your location who has not yet taken their turn this round. Michael. During their turn this round, the chosen investigator gets +1 to all of their skills and may take an additional action. Playing guidance does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That goes from the game. So, his first non-action is to shoot the acolyte with the automatic. It's not exhausted, so it's just 5 versus 3. Six versus 3 with opportunist, and 7 versus 3 with Robert Castaigne. 7 versus 3. -3. 7 versus 3, -3. We do the damage. That should have come off fence. 7 versus 3. We pass. We kill the acolyte. First proper action is to move in to the churning chasm, engaging the squamous parasite. Second action, we're going to try and avoid it. Now we've got +1, so we're at 4. 4 versus 3. I'm going to chuck a Joey the Rat in to make it 5 versus 3. And a Swift Reflexes to make it S3. So we are 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 3. Seven versus 3. -1. We pass. We exhaust it. We exhaust it. Sorry, I'm going to just put it up there so you can see it's exhausted. And now for his third action, he's going to shoot with the automatic. It's exhausted, so we get +2 to our fight. So we're now 7 versus 3. And deals +1 damage. 7 versus 3. -X is half the amount of doom on enemies in play, so that's -1. So we do the additional damage. It's got 2 health per investigator. We kill it. And we flip it over. Squamulous parasites. The alien creature's hard carapace crumbles to reveal a shining black sigil. It must have discovered this piece of technology, or was it assembled from it? Pressing the sigil projects an image of a cloudy golden sky somewhere not of this world. A series of glyphs and descending lines overlay the scene. Eventually the meaning becomes clear. You discover this glyph. Air. Air is that one there. Air. Add this card to the victory display. Very nice. And that was Michael's third go. That's it. Right, enemies in play. That thing there is going to put another curse token into the bag. And then we're going to ready our actions. Going to gain a resource. We're going to draw a card. Michael is going to get Where's the Party? Agatha's going to get an emergency cash. We go to the mythos phase. We put a doom. Now it's 3 of 6. Agatha's going to draw a card. She's got Eyes of the Deep. She's already got one, so it makes no difference. Michael is going to get Rotting Remains. Oh, okay. So it's 3 versus 3. I'm going to chuck a lucky cigarette case and a contraband in to make it 5 versus 3. 5 versus 3. -2. Oh, auto fail. So I'm going to take 3 horror. 3 horror. So I'm going to have to put 1 onto Ruby, which kills her. Unfortunately. Sorry, Ruby. And I take 2. 1, 2, down to 2. Down to 2. 1, 2. Right. Okay. Investigator's turn. Okay, first of all, let's go with Agatha, who's going to move to the lost campsite. for a first action. Second action, she's going to investigate. 5 versus 4. I will use the ocular to auto, well, not auto pass, but it's -1, so don't take that out. So we get a clue. Third action, investigate. 5 versus 4. Got nothing I can do there, so it's just going to be a stab in the dark. 5 versus 4. +1. We get it. And that's it for Agatha. Michael is going to draw his last 2. We will pay 1 for a liquid courage. No, we don't need to. No, they're just going to stay there. We don't need to. So first action, second action is move and move. Douche, douche to there. Third action is going to pay 1 for some liquid courage. Comes in with 4 on it. That's it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to spend 4 clues for Agatha. 1, 2, 3, 4. To flip unsettling signs. If each investigator is at the lost campsite, after searching the campsite, you'll find yourself surrounded by robed figures holding torches and no weapons. A soft-faced woman in a patchwork cloak emerges from the crowd. Please don't be alarmed. We have no intention of harming you. Each investigator loses all of their clues. So Agatha's going to lose her 2 clues. Proceed to interlude Lost Pilgrims, page 21. Page 21. Coughing weakly, the woman introduces herself as Maria Rivera. She and the others are a collective of pilgrims from all walks of life, led to this place by their dreams. This is the domain of the drowned god, the dead monarch Cthulhu. We have been instructed by our leader, Lady Deo, to await his return in this ancient city. The name Cthulhu rings in your ears. You've heard it time and time again in your dreams. Maria continues, however, there is something malevolent living in these tunnels, something I fear awakened by our presence. We sent one of our own to find help, but they haven't returned. Your discussion is cut short by a dreadful roar. Maria lowers her gaze. Since we've arrived, we've been pursued by something awful. It hunted us through the streets, the ancient archive, and even through the city's heart. I hoped it would not follow us to this corrupt and horrible place. She coughs weakly. I do not have the strength to lead out of these tunnels. Please, I beg you, lead us to safety. Another roar echoes along through the tunnels, closer this time, accompanied by the trilling of parasites. Andy looks at you, then to Maria, and says, gather your people. Nobody deserves to die down here. Find the apiary entrance flip the apiary entrance to its dangerous side. Okay. When a stowaway enemy is drawn, spawn it at apiary entrance instead of its normal spawn location. Spend 1 clue per investigator as a group. Place a cultist asset or enemy at this location underneath this act. Resign, you make your exit. Search the encounter deck discard pile on all in and out of play areas for each non-weakness cultist enemy. Shuffle them together and place them face down in a face down stack stack beneath the lost campsite. Blimey. Bear with me. Okay. Right, so I've put all of the cultists, shuffled them and put them up here. Oh, sorry. Take this out of the way. Search the encounter deck, discard pile, and all out of play areas for a non-weakness cult. We'll shuffle them and place them face down beneath it. I'll put them there next to the lost campsite. Choose an investigator to take control of Maria Rivera, which is what I've chosen. I've chosen Agatha to do that, which is she's an allied cultist. When damage would be placed on a cultist enemy at your location, place it on Maria Rivera instead. When doom would be placed on a cultist enemy, exhaust Maria, place it on Maria instead as damage. If Maria is defeated, add her to the victory display. Don't really want to kill her by the looks of things. Spawn the set-aside inescapable enemy exhausted at the furthest location from all investigators. Shovel the rest of the inescapable encounter set into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. That's this fella here. So he spawns. He's going to spawn here in the hidden vault as well. And those are going to go in to the encounter deck along with the discard pile. Discard pile. Place clues on each revealed location without victory X up to its value. They've already got them on them, I think. That's victory, that's victory. Oh, luminous tunnels. That needs to have 4 on it. Oops, Daisy. Continue playing. Right, so Lost Pilgrims says the campsite is under attack from alien parasites. Each cultist enemy gains victory 0 and aloof. Action, parlay, test, fight 2 or intellect 2. For each point you succeed by, move a different cultist enemy at your location once in any direction. Forced. When the enemy phase ends, each cultist takes 1 damage for each stowaway enemy at its location. When the round ends, if there is a combined total of 5 or more cultists in the victory display and or under this act, you must advance. Right, so it looks like we've got to get the cultists out because the apiary entrance says when a stowaway enemy is drawn, spawn at an apiary entrance instead of its normal spawn location. Spend 2 clues as a group. Place a cultist asset or enemy at this location underneath the act and then you may resign. We need to get 5 of them. Right. Well, on to the enemy phase. No enemies in play. Oh, the inescapable here is in play. Sorry. So that's got Hunter Relentless. So that is going to move to the glowing fields. That's it. So the end of the enemy phase, a cursed follower is going to put a curse token into the bag, which is annoying. That is annoying. We go to the upkeep phase. I'm just making sure there's nothing I've missed. Gain our actions back. Michael gains a resource up to 3. Agatha gains a resource up to 7. Michael's going to draw a card. He's going to get contraband. Agatha's going to get promise of power. And then we go to ready any exhausted cards, nothing there. So we're going to go to the mythos phase. We're going to put 4 of 6. 4 of 6. We're going to draw a card. Agatha is going to get dissonant voices. She can't play assets or events until the end of the round. And Michael is going to get still behind you. Oh, hang on a sec. That's better. So still behind you says test agility 2. This test gets +1 difficulty for each copy of still behind you in the victory display. None. If you fail and the inescapable is in play, it moves 1 location at a time to your location and engages you. Oh God. If it's not in play, search it all. So agility 2. Agility 2 against 3 for Michael. We'll make it a 4 with where's the party. Has Agatha got anything she can chuck in? Yes, she has. She can chuck 1 card in. She's going to chuck a backpack in to make it 5 versus 2. Knowing there's a whole ton of curse tokens in there now. 5 versus 2. Minus X, where X is half the amount of doom on enemies and assets in play rounded down. There's none. There's none. So we pass. That was lucky. We move on to the investigators phase now. There's 2 voices in my head. Quite apt for this game. So to achieve the act, I've got to get 5 cultists basically to the apiary entrance and then spend 2 clues to put them under the act. So that's 10 clues I need. And I need to get 5 of them out of the entrance. I've got no clues. I mean, there are clues. There's 10 clues actually available across these 3 sections here. But Michael probably would have to stay at the lost campsite to use his actions to get the cultists out. Agatha, meanwhile, would have to come down here and get 10 clues, which, had I've got fingerprint kit up and running, or some, you know, she would still do it. She would actually get some clues, but she, you know, effectively, she's getting 1 clue per action if she passes every single one of them. I mean, we've got promise of power, but I mean, we're only getting 1 clue per action is the point I'm making. Even using the ocular, all that type of stuff. Best case scenario, it's going to take her 10 actions to get the clues. We've got, including this one, we've got 3 turns left before that pops. Is there another agenda underneath, or is there only 2? There is only 2. I'm allowed to check that. So that's going to pop completely in 3 turns. 3 turns equals 9 actions for Agatha. I just don't. There's a bit of me that wants to go for it and try and complete it and do the act, but there's the 80% of me, 90% of me is saying you can't do it. There are not enough actions left to complete it. Now I suppose I might get some bonuses for getting some underneath them. I don't think I will though. They're victory 0. So at this point, given that Michael's on 2 sanity, Agatha's on. She's okay actually. Agatha's okay. So I think I think I am gonna be doing is running to the 8 entrance and resigning there, because I don't think I've got a lot of choice. So lost campsite is 1, 2, 3 actions to get there. And that bloody inescapable thing is gonna... The inescapable is gonna move here. Next turn. I can get here. I can evade it. I can evade it. It's evade 2. I can evade it. Agatha can evade it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So first action, or all 3 actions for Agatha. First action to move back to the spawning ground. Second action to the luminous tunnel. Third action back to the entrance. They're going to leave the cultists to their own fate. I mean, tough luck for worshipping an elder god, in all honesty. So that was all 3 of her actions, and Michael is... He's going to go 1, 2 to the luminous tunnels. No, he's going to go 3 as well. He is going to go 3 as well to there. And that's it. That is it. Enemy phase. The inescapable is going to come down to here. I will engage it with Agatha. Because she's got a better chance of evading it. And then it's going to hit Agatha for 2. Agatha will take 1. No, she won't. We will put 1 onto Milan Christopher. Don't need him anymore. And 1 onto Ancient Relic. That's it for the enemy phase. We go to the upkeep phase, we get our 3 actions back. We gain a resource, 3 actions back, we gain a resource. Michael's going to draw a card, he's got unexpected courage. Agatha's going to draw a card, she's got magnifying glass. Dissonant voices goes. We put another curse token, cursed follower. And we go to the mythos phase. We put Doom, 5 of 6 onto the agenda. Agatha draws a card. She's going to get, oh, Jesus. Grotesque amalgamation. Hunter retaliate. After you fight this enemy using a weapon asset, place 1 Doom on that asset. So she's now, oh God. Evade, evade. Oh God. And Michael is going to get mysterious chanting. Place 2 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. A cursed follower. 2 Doom onto that. Then we go to the investigator phase. Hey. Good job I looked. Grisly Mask comes into play. We will exhaust the Grisly Mask. And it says, exhaust Grisly Mask, disengage from each enemy. Until the beginning of your next turn, you cannot move and cannot take damage or engage them. So just disengaging, exhaust them. I might be making a mistake here, but because I'm treating it like an evade, those are going to be exhausted. There. And then for her first action, she is going to resign. That's it. Michael, first action, resign. There we go. Let's have a quick look. All right. Okay, so we're at the end of the scenario, and it says if no resolution was reached, brackets, each investigator resigned or was defeated, you pull a flailing worm from your neck as you escape the putrid tunnels. Hopefully you aren't infected. Each investigator must search the April encounter deck for a copy of Parasitic Transformation and add it to their deck. Okay, well, that's going to be another weakness. Lovely. That is, put it into play in your threat area. After an enemy engages you, place 1 Doom on it. 2 actions to discard it. That's not too bad. But that goes into Agatha's deck. That goes into Michael's deck. If the Grizzly... Oh, it says cross out the April on the map. April. We'll cross that out. And if the Grisly Mask was under control at the end of the scenario, mark artifacts earned. The Grizzly Mask, we've got that. Each investigator earns experience equal to victory X of each card and the victory display. So we have got we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 1 in the bag. So that gives us 6 experience to spend before the next scenario. Check your campaign log. If the expedition headed west, proceed to the Grand Vault. Page 24. Oh God. Right. That was a long one. That was a long one. 3 hours or so, I think. But there we go. I enjoyed it. Just no way I could get there. I didn't have enough actions. So I've resigned. What's the phrase? Common sense is the better part of valor, or something like that. But anyway, enough of me rambling on. 3 hours worth of content, so I hope you were enjoying it. Loving the scenario, really good. Very difficult to achieve. I mean, I know I spent a lot of time over here going to the hidden vault and stuff like that. Maybe I should have been cycling through the deck a bit quicker, but enjoyed it. I hope you did too, and look forward to taking Agatha and Michael to the Grand Vault. That sounds interesting. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da for now.